we have for the playoffs as we are jumping in to game 1. Bloodthirsty Kings up against Ackerman in the second series of today. Best of 5. Whoever wins this match will be able to kind of relax and wait for the second day live tomorrow. And whoever loses will be knocked down to the lower bracket to go up against the Empire.
Yep, and we do see a little bit of a mirror rotation coming in from both sides. Opposite buffs have been started, so we are looking at the rotation towards that turtle, right? Already see JoyBaj giving a lot of vision towards the side of Ackerman, but same alongside with Toinks, right? And recently, just like Weezy said, Toinks and Nicolette synergy has been a ton better, right? We were kind of questioning their synergy, right? Weezy did bring it up a lot of times, but we are seeing them already stick together as a pair and doing a lot of work already.
Yeah, already trying to take advantage of the early game, and this is what separates the good from the great. The little micro macro moves, as you are seeing the Bloodthirsty Kings trying to take advantage. mlbbesports, known to be one of the best, if not the best jungler when it comes to farming and rotations, and definitely a challenge that Ackerman has to work against. But Ackerman, a team that has shown the world they are ready to take it to an international level, and this is just one team they have to knock down if they want to claim their spot in the grand finals heading to Las Vegas.
Good from the great to the godlike. We do know that mlbbesports is the king of jungle when it comes to these tank fighters as well, and we already see Kush trying to go ahead and go for that gank towards that top side. And now we did talk about this in our previous casting day. We do know that these are really objective focused heroes, and when it comes to these heroes, you are really you just want everything towards the early game. So we already see a lot of rotations happening early. And we also know that they're very disciplined when it comes to these two fights. So this is what I want to see. And here comes that neutral objective where now both teams are already having vision on it.
And you're already seeing the aggro be pulled by Zane. Kush trying to deny, hit by the taunt for that energy eruption. And now Galaxy with the Black Dragon hovering over. Kush secures the turtle over mlbbesports. Numion Blast dropping down. Nicolette with the manipulation finds mlbbesports. JoyBaj trying to get out of there. Is going to flicker out. Bouncing ball on his way as well. Yato to kite Kush from pathing in. And it looks like JoyBaj is going to live to fight another day.
Now, Weezy, correct me if I'm wrong. When is the last time you've seen mlbbesports getting taken off the board first in NACT?
Yeah, definitely what Ackerman needs to do. Deny his farm, as he's known for the top jungler, best farming rotation. But if you stop him early, that's definitely one of the objectives they have checking off to be able to get this match in their favor. As you are seeing JoyBaj and ISO on the top side, Toinks in the bush as well, providing that vision.
And we are seeing the little bit of a mid-pressure coming in from Yato. He has a little bit of a hand right there. But we are seeing Nicolette run this in pure rage. So a little bit more damage upscale for Nicolette. But we already see a setup on that top side. We are going to see which roamer wants to make the move first here.
Yeah, definitely patience is a virtue. Toinks rushing in, finds JoyBaj, hit with Time's Revenge. We already see Yato secure a kill onto Toinks. That Bennett's rage did drop down as well. But so far, 1-1 on the board, 3 minutes in. Both sides able to secure a kill, still neck to neck.
But look at the bot side. Weezy, I don't think you're done yet.
Oh, I don't think I'm done, and I think Galaxy may be done. Black Dragon is going to drop down, though. Sustainability not in his favor as mlbbesports hits him and takes him down. That is going to be 2-1. BTK leading the way on the scoreboard.
And was able to strip down a little bit of that gold plating, which is something we want to see in the favor of that gold lane. You do want as many things as you want, and one of them is being gold to get online early, right? The gold is still very neck to neck. We aren't seeing a huge difference right now, but in kill wise, BTK is winning. But getting Zane taken off the board early, which is not something we really see, as it is a tank jungle. You do want them to sustain a little bit longer, but here comes the DDR, the waltz, as we would love to call it, and here we go. We might see a big scrimmage.
Inside of the turtle pit, mlbbesports trying to secure this turtle. Wasn't able to get the last one. Time's Revenge going down. Bennett's rage as well. Isaac picking up a kill, takes down Toinks. Manipulation drops down. Retribution secured by mlbbesports. Is going to go ahead and claim this turtle for BTK to even out the scoreboard. And they are going to be able to get out there with no members falling.
It looks like he found his little group again, was able to retry that turtle. And actually, Kush didn't even retry at all at that objective. Looks like there was a little bit of a knockup coming in from JoyBaj. Beautiful Tyrant's Rage coming in to deny Toinks from using the Numion Blast. And now here's the issue that I have already with the roamers, right? Joybaj is able to jump on that back line, right? Using the Tyrant's Rage, is able to go and prevent Twinks from being able to set. Also have that magic ball, prevent some dashes, which is going to be Kush running in on this tanks a lot. Now, the execution coming from Twinks has to be very careful, right? As soon as he sees an ult being popped, he has to immediately punish that, or the punish will be brought back onto him, which is what we definitely saw. We do see a little bit of a lane stallage coming in the top side, a lot of macro play coming in, but we do see junglers in the mid side.
That's right, Kush and mlbbezain going head-to-head. A little bit of a background on Kush. Prior to the NXT spring season, he was always just a player that played on the backup roster, but now on a five-man position, starting five. Matter of fact, he's definitely been thriving and shining, and you just gotta love to see his evolution as a player. But 3-1 so far, 5 minutes in. BloodthirstyKings trying to get comfortable, trying to kind of take the pressure in their favor for the early game, but Ackerman still giving them a little bit of a fight. This is still anybody's tempo so far.
We already seeing the tempo. A little bit of a early ult coming in from Nicolette, but we are seeing the goal lead just start to happen. And we do see a little bit, we're looking at like a 1k gold lead. I was just looking at it as a 2k, but looks like they caught right back up. But this is a snowball. This is where snowballs start to happen, mistakes start to happen, but here we go.
You see Twinks check that bush, hit by the bouncing ball of Joybaj. Zia rushing in, speedy light for the damage, bringing up Blast, winding up for the stun. It does connect onto Joybaj, and Zia is going to take him down. Turtle is spawned in. mlbbezain already pulling the aggro. Fish is going to puncture into Zayn. Galaxy from afar with the Black Dragon drops down onto mlbbezain with the Petrify. Jorgensen could secure that turtle. Talk about a great distraction from Galaxy to disrupt mlbbezain from taking this objective, and Ackerman is able to claim it flawlessly.
Beautiful rotation coming in from the EXP laner, actually, which is going to be Galaxy now. Galaxy has been playing a lot of tournament runs. He's a madman in the farm, but maybe that's the answer that Ackerman was looking for this entire time. Distract Zayn. Make sure he's on the back foot. Don't let him take any objectives, and that might be your answer. But look at the bot side. 3-man rotation.
3, make that 4 as Joybaj winding up the Time's Revenge. ISO's going to find Galaxy. Huge play from BTK, but on the top side, you are going to see Ackerman respond by claiming the turret. So that is going to be a turret for both teams. And kind of mentioned like Nicolette, right? Getting Nicolette online, protecting Nicolette at all times. So far hasn't died, and this is a good start for Ackerman. But same story can be said from Yato with that matching KDA. And the question is, who will be able to tip the scale in their favors? This is still anybody's game, as you are seeing the battle on that purple. The knock up the Time's Revenge. Now the Time's Rage for the double set on the Twinks onto Nicolette, who's going to be able to get out. But T does rush in with the Praise Fighter, finds Nicolette and takes him down. You are going to see Twinks knocked airborne from mlbbezain. Energy Eruption secures a kill. Takes down Twinks. Galaxy maybe caught in the backlash. Needs to use the Black Dragon to get away, but no, mlbbezain having other plans. The Praise's Wrath goes down, secures yet another kill. Kush puncturing in is going to find a kill as well. You are going to see Joybaj, he did fall. Galaxy fell on that trade as well. 3 members down from the side of Ackerman, and looks like ISO was able to secure that turret for the mid lane, and they are not done yet. This is what we said. This is what separates the good from the great. These small macro and micro plays, BTK able to claim the turret in the mid lane to open up the map.
And mlbbezain did deny that. Did they actually pick it up? I think Kush got it. I can't tell. Did he get it? He did?
Yes.
No, he
yes.
didn't. Oh, he did. No, I see it. I
2-1.
see it. Okay, he did. He did pick up that purple buff. So that is still both buffs into the hands, but we are looking at the neutral objective lord coming up right now, and we are seeing a little bit of a back end of objectives from Ackerman, but the goal lead is still not as bad as we want it to be. This is, did talk about it earlier, the snowball needs to happen. We are looking at a 2k goal lead, but here comes the Lord Dance that everybody is kind of anticipating who's going to go ahead and be the Retreat King here. But let's look at the setup right now. Mid lane is down from the side of Ackerman, so a lot of vision has already been lost. But Twin Story dropped low, and if BTK likes to harp on this, they might take advantage, but here we go.
Tyrant's Rage into the wall onto Kush, and Yato with the Yin Overturn is going to secure the kill. 1 member down from the side of Ackerman. Galaxy rushing with the Petrify onto ISO. Black Dragon as well, as this Lord is about quarter of HP. mlbbezain picks up the Retribution, secures the Lord for the BloodthirstyKings, and now Galaxy fighting the entire team of BTK. Nicolette with the slow of that manipulation to allow Galaxy to get out of there just in time, but on the bottom side, left unchecked, you are going to see Zia pick up the turret.
And this is a split potential that they have. They have that insurance, right? Even though the team fight doesn't go into their favor, they are still allowed to trade out some turrets, and that's going to be Zia coming online with that back end. The gold, again, is caught right up as they were able to take that turret, but the Lord is on the bot side, so we're going to have to be careful with how Ackerman decides to defend this, but Joybot
is going to rush in. Tires Revenge on the wall. Tires Rage onto Zia. Zia picking up a kill, takes down Yato. Zane going to find Zia for a mega kill, and Kush is going to take down Joybot, but with the Bravest Fighter, Raging Slash. T kind of contesting on this purple buff. Nicolette drops the manipulation for the zone-ins.
Carry, so he's going to start to come online with the speed light wheels, potentially start melting down the frontline presence, which is going to be Zane and T, but here we go.
Manipulation does drop down. Zonage for the Lord Pit in favor for Ackerman. Joybot with the bouncing ball, rushing in onto Nicolette. Yato being overturned, finds Nicolette as well. Joybot's getting the stun onto the wall for Zia, but he is still alive. Lord bursted down. Zia picking it up for Ackerman. A huge play. Twinks is going to fall to ISO in response.
And looks like the Retribution didn't hit on both sides, but Zia, being the lucky charm with that one last hit, was able to get up the Lord, and now this advantage for Ackerman. They have the Lord in their favor to trade out some objectives, but they are still on the back foot. The objectives are not into their favor. They still have 3 turrets. They did pop that Lantern for a little bit additional vision, but they're going to have this Lord coming down, which means there could be a fight forced here.
And T, not even worried about the Lord, just pushing into that lane, taking the Lord damage, and also providing that frontline presence for his team. But you are seeing Kush jump in.
You get from a Kagura, right? Being able to zone out these bushes without you actually stepping in them, which already gives a huge advantage. But same goes for Nicolette as well. She is able to check bushes with her first skill. If there's a speed increase passive, that means she knows that someone's definitely in there. But here comes a split push coming in from ISO.
And speaking of Nicolette, right, got to give her credit, the last female standing in the NACT playoffs. And honestly, looking at Nicolette, even with the upscale battle, with all the heroes that can get to her as that backline mage with that artillery from the manipulation, she's still doing a great job, not really caught out of position. And that just goes to show her mastery over these artillery mages. 15 minutes in, you mentioned the respawn time is getting higher and higher, which means you have to be careful on these pickoffs. If you can find the marksman, if you can find the mage, that may be all you need to take this game. We are looking at BTK going up against Ackerman in the first match of their best of 5 for the playoffs in the upper brackets. Look at Galaxy, one-man army though, is going to rush in, taking the entire team of BTK. Not sure if that was the wisest decision, but he is providing a huge distraction. But look at Zia, look at Nicolette in the bush. Zane does not know they are there alongside Joybot, who was taking a lot of the damage from Zia with the speedy light wheels, proccing his immortality, and down he goes, as you are going to see. No, he's still alive. Kush does rush in, trying to get the final hit off, but Joybot's still alive, taken down by the retribution of Kush. Manipulation drops down. Zia is going to find T. Immortality on the Twinks. ISO is going to burst him down right after the immortality as well, and picks up a double, finds Zia. BTK somehow able to turn this back around in their favor, and MOBA Zane is going to recall for the momentum boost.
Absolutely. Now, I feel like you have to protect Nicolette in these cases. I feel like you have to protect Zia. There is no one to actually burst down Zane when it comes to this frontline presence, right? But we are seeing a little bit of a dance here. Both junglers are up 3v3. Black Dragon, here we go.
And you are seeing the battle of the retribution. ISO takes down Galaxy. Kush with the retribution. Steals the Lord. Pass out with the puncture and the Phantom's execution. Talk about some high-level gameplay.
That is a Lord picks up into the side of Ackerman, directly into the hands of Kush, running this tanks a lot. And now, this is not something you usually see MLBB missing his retries. He is a king of jungle, and that is just a huge disadvantage already, right? There was already members taken off. It was a fair 3v3. We had equal members fighting that Lord dance, and Nicolette camping in that mid little bush over there was able to give enough vision. But again, look at the proxy. We're going to see Lord Ding taken off again too early, but here comes Kush.
This is what Ackerman needs to do. They need to punish the over-aggressive tempo from BTK. They have the advantage of the Lord. Down goes Joybot from Nicolette. You are seeing the suppression from the Winter Truncheon. Yato going to pick up the kill onto Kush. You are going to see manipulation drop down onto MLBB Zane for the slow. Taken very low. Galaxy with Black Dragon, not going to allow him to escape. Procs MLBB Zane's immortality, and down he goes into the hands of Galaxy. And that is going to be 2 members down for BTK. Kush did fall for Ackerman, but they were able to claim a turret for the mid lane.
And that is a jungler down. The actual frontline presence of Pixie Dust wasn't enough, and as MLBB Zane gets taken off, opens up too much now. Zia's gonna go ahead and start split pushing, take away all of these objectives. Now they're almost equal in that turret trade. They are looking for a little bit of a response on that bot side, but now we are looking at a ping pong match right now. Both sides are just going at it back and forth, and now not only is this more directed towards team fights now, it's all a matter of who picks up the next objective, which is going to be that Lord coming in about just a minute.
You gotta give credit to ISO and also Zia. ISO 8, 2, and 5 KDA on this Beatrix. You got that Hunter side. You also have the Blade of Despair picked up alongside the Hawes Claws for some sustainability, and not to mention Zia on the other end. Demon Hunter Sword picked up. Wind of Nature as well to negate the physical damage and the corrosive strike. So there's going to be an interesting match indeed. It's going to be definitely a battle of the marksmen on the way. Find a way to the back line, burst them down, and they may have the advantage they need to close this out, as we are now 19 minutes in.
And they are looking for a split push on the bot side. Look at the setup. We already see Joybaj already running alongside ISO this entire time. And it looks like Zia spotted out. There was a little bit of a split potential, but they are doing the same in response. We're looking at a mirror image. Conceal play popped pretty early, but we might see a little bit of a mid-river fight here as both teams are ready to go ahead and move towards. But if BTK doesn't know that Ackerman is currently sitting in the bush right now, they currently have the Cryo and the aggro right now over this Lord. We are looking at this setup right now, and it's giving me a little bit of anxiety right now. But Yato just did spot out Galaxy in the mid river, which already gives up a little bit of position. But Weezy, this is going to be another Lord dance, and possibly one of those long ones that we're going to see, as this Lord might determine who ends up getting this win.
That's right. Definitely a huge objective on the board. 20 minutes in. Kush already pulling the aggro. Zane joining the party. Both junglers in position for a possible retribution. Joybaj in the bush alongside Twinks. Both teams have the exact same game plan, but the difference is T is on the bottom side for the wave management, which may be the slight advantage BTK needs. And with that being said, that is going to give them that wave management to possibly take this objective. And that's what Zane is kind of waiting on. He's just taking it slow, waiting for these minions to push on the bottom side to force one of the members from Ackerman to disengage from this fight. But speaking of fighting, Galaxy caught off guard, taken very low, is going to Black Dragon out. Mimi on Blast has been canceled out by Mobazane, who did rush in with the energy rushing and the Brave Assault onto Twinks. You already see this Lord at about half HP, but minions on the bottom side quickly making work of this high ground turret. Oh, no. You are going to see the fight inside of the push. Down goes the manipulation. Immortality has been propped onto Twinks, who is going to flicker out, but caught by the stun of T, but not taken down. And now Mobazane still pulling the aggro, not resetting this Lord, possibly trying to get a retribution and his objective secured. But Kush still in a great position for the denial. Needs to path in with the puncture, wraps around, is going to go ahead and try and hit the retribution with the Thorn Rose. A little bit of that vulnerability. Nicolette picks up a kill, does find Yato. Zane and Kush eye to eye. Huge knock-up. Zane picks up the retribution, secures the Lord for BTK. You are going to see the Mirror's Passion go out from far from ISO Dragontail. You are going to see T take down Zia. And now ISO picking up a kill, finds Kush. 2 members off the board for Ackerman to 1 on the side of BTK, but they were able to claim this Lord and now are going to make their way to the base of Ackerman.
Okay, Mobazane's going to go ahead and pick up that Lord, but we do have a lot of wave clear coming in, right? We're going to see Zia coming back potentially on the board, but might be a little bit too late. They're already starting to put a lot of pressure here, but they gotta be careful. They can't die. Nobody can die right now for the side of Ackerman. They have enough pressure coming in for BTK, but are they able to close this out right now?
They are taking this fight a little early before the Lord can make his way into the base. Galaxy Immortality has been proc. Nicolette drops down to manipulation for the zoner's control, trying to deny BTK from closing out game 1. You're going to see Ice over the monster kill, finds Galaxy. Can they get another? Joybaz with the stun onto the base crystal for Nicolette. Needs to get out of there though, very low. Twink's taking a lot of frontline damage. Use the Bulwark Shield, but is it enough? Can he get back to the base for additional HP? And yes, he can. Zia does rush back in. BTK has noticed it, and they pull their punches.
Absolutely, and now that is a very well defense coming in, but they still have a Lord to take care of. There's 4 members on the board right now, but same goes for BTK. Joybaj has to go back a little too low, but that is going to be a turret gone. But we might see a potential fight, as we do see a lot of pressure, but the lanes are not in the favor of BTK currently. They have to wait for the next wave. We see Galaxy coming back in about 20 seconds. Red Tree pop to do a little bit of damage to get rid of that Lord as fast as they can, but BTK being disciplined to go ahead and step back before any bloodbaths happen once again. But Wheezy, 23-minute game.
23-minute game. This is close, too close to be comfortable for either side, as the respawn timers are super high. If you are down, you are gone for about a minute. So you need to protect your backline marksman, you need to protect your backline mage, and you need to be careful on the aggressive plays from either side. And that means both sides have an equal chance to close this game out and claim victory for match 1, as you are seeing Joy Bash wind up with the Timer's Revenge, but not going to opt in for the set. Kind of pulling his punches, playing passively, and that's what you have to do this late in the game. Take it slow and wait for the other side to make a mistake.
Yeah, we do see Yato sitting in at 4-2-9, and being able to get through Zia is really important right now for BTK. Yes, Nicolette is doing great with their real-world manipulation, is able to zone out the entire backline, but Zia is really the one that's going to pull the punches, as he has the ability to melt down T and Zane, and as soon as that happens, they have no frontline presence besides Joybaj, right? Or take out the set potential, which is going to be T and Joybaj coming in with those two ults, right? Bravest Fighter Stance and the Tyrant's Rage is something that needs to cancel out, right? But we are looking at the Lord coming in about 5 seconds. Needs to set up right now, but is Ackerman going to be looking for a trade, as they are not in the most favorable position, right? Zia's kind of on the back foot trying to defend some of these lanes getting pushed in, but we might see another Lord dance once again. This is a 25-minute Lord. The Lord is getting hefty and stronger and bigger and heavier in HP. So Wheezy, who is going to take this Lord home into their base right now?
Well, if you're already looking at what's going on the bottom side, ISO already clearing these minions, prepping for forcing Ackerman to split push to the bottom side to defend, as you are going to go ahead and see Zia trapped in the base with Nicolette to clear out these minions. So wave management checked off for BTK, which means they have the numbers to possibly take down this Lord. But like we said, the respawn timer too high for either side to deal with, and if one member falls, you can pretty much consider this GG's. And right now, as you are seeing the aggro be pulled by the Lord by Zane, half HP. He's getting ready for a possible retribution, but pay attention to Kush wrapping around, trying to get yet another steal, which we've seen him do earlier today in the match. May be a possibility to work, but they do not have Zia for the damage, and now fight on the way. Justice Blades does go out. They're going to see the taunt on the 20th. Black Dragon dropping down from Galaxy. Zane waiting for the retribution in position alongside Kush, and Kush is able to secure yet another Lord from MOBA Zane for Ackerman, and now they need to get out of there. Kush immortality has been struck, and Yato is going to take him down.
But that is a Lord into their favor. Look at their base. Just got dropped down dangerously low, but they still have a Lord, but this might be denied once again by BTK, but that is Kush off the board. A minute timers have now started, right? Zia did pick up the immortality, but we might see another not successful Lord. Concealed play coming from Joybaj. Here we go.
Yeah, concealed play, waiting for the right opportunity, but nobody's showing themselves for Ackerman. A great decision, but you kind of mentioned this Lord may be a little bit of a waste since they did lose one member, so BTK will be able to deny this from making its way to the base, so we'll be seeing yet another Lord. This is possibly going to be a 30-minute game for the first match on the second series for today. Bloodthirsty Kings up against Ackerman.
It looks like we're going to be here for a little bit of a long ride, as we do see both teams already starting to buy immortalities back and forth. And let's take a really quick item check if possible. I want to see how many immortalities are put on the board for both sides. I just saw so many getting picked up. Here we go. MOBA Zane has immortality. T has immortality. ISO has immortality. Joybaj has immortality. Yato has immortality. We do see Galaxy built more towards that defense route for a little bit more sustain. We do see Zia immortality, Eve, Nicolette running in and opting in for actually Athena shield. We do see Kush actually coming in with the cursed helmets as well. But everybody on the side of BTK has immortality, and everyone's immortality is up. So this is going to have to be like a kind of a fight, pick off, and back off until there's no immortality. They have a lot of insurance right now, but getting forced back because the waves have to be reset a little bit. But thank you, cameraman, for giving us a little bit of a item check, because I have never seen a team. Well, I have, but especially in this type of a match, every single member has immortality, including the mage. That's how you know they're in for the long ride. No one wants to give up this win for free.
Right, can't give no free rides, Randy, and that's what Ackerman is saying to mlbbezain right now. You are going to have to play at your A game if you want to take us down. And Kush on fire, able to take 2 Lords from mlbbezain at that, and huge Lords at that 25-minute mark. And you are seeing already both sides maintaining that pressure, kind of testing the waters, but knows not to be overly aggressive as they cannot lose a member this late. But the downfall for Ackerman is if they keep allowing the Bloodthirsty Kings to split push on the bottom side when the Lord does spawn in, BTK will be able to take one push from BTK and work in their favor. And honestly, 28 minutes in, I think this is going to be a 30-minute game. And that is a great way to start off their series.
Absolutely. And we are looking at this next Lord. And oh my goodness, Wheezy, how many dances are we going to see coming in from both sides? But if we're looking macroly, right, we are looking at the objectives, obviously, in the favor of BTK, right? Ackerman only has her base crystal up, and ISO still looking for a split push potential, which automatically puts Ackerman a little bit of a disadvantage. Now, they might just burst this Lord down, as they know Kush is nowhere near this Lord. Here we go. We already see Zayn doing a lot of damage on this Lord a little bit faster than we saw before. Zia is now forced to stay back, as ISO is going to go ahead and push this Lord, but we're going to see a Lord dance. Joy Boss winding up, but here we go.
Already on the bottom side, yet again, ISO with the wave management did push those minions in, forcing Zia out of this fight. And this is the game plan for BTK. And Ackerman is allowing this to happen with ease, but both marksmen still not in position, which means they do have equal numbers for this Lord dance, and it has been reset.
Absolutely. And oh my goodness, man. We're looking at a long fight, Easy. Look at the 2 marksmen still trying to fight it out with the proxy of lanes. And we do see both marksmen are gone right now. So this is going to be a 4v4. Mage versus mage, fighter versus fighter, roam versus roam, and a jungler versus a jungler. But here we go.
Manipulation does drop down from Nicolette, unable to take down Yato. They did need that kill, and with Yato alive, needs to recall back to the base to get some additional HP, which means they are going to have a slight advantage in terms of tempo. But look at ISO still pushing up those minions, forcing Zia to defend their base crystal, and now may be able to make his way back to the Lord to possibly take this, as mlbbezain still in position, playing patiently, waiting for the split push to work in their favor. And you got to admire the patience from both sides, as you are going to see Kush knocked airborne from Joy Boss, but still both sides with the Lord dance. And this will be the last Lord dance we possibly see, as it's going to be very hard to kind of burst this one down. Not to mention, if anybody falls, the respawn timer can pretty much consider them out of the game for good, as you are going to go ahead and see this Lord at about 1/4 of HP, and mlbbezain in position for retribution.
We are seeing the setup. Conceal has been used for both.
Huge play, Tyrant's Rage onto the wall, onto Twinks, onto Galaxy. You are going to see Galaxy hover away with the Black Dragon, drops down onto with the Petrify, and is going to dive in with the Dragon Tail and the Furious Dive onto Yato, but Immortality has been procced. You are going to see Airborne T get knocked up. Nicolette with the manipulation, try to cancel it out. Joy Boss does rush in, and you are going to see Nicolette let go of that manipulation in time, but look at the Lord. This time, mlbbezain able to secure it for BTK, able to out-retry Kush. Talk about some high mechanics from both junglers, but that one may have done it. That may be the advantage BTK needs to close out this 31-minute game.
That might be the game closer, or are we going to see the proxy of lanes done correctly, and Ackerman making the Lord a little bit useless coming in from BTK, right? There is a little bit of a lane synergy that is going to come in from BTK as the Lord is going to push in, but if they're able to kind of hold off a little bit, might be a little bit of that game changer. But we already see them trying to deny the wave push, and Zia's going to have to go towards that Lord side in order to burst down that Lord for preventing it from going into their base crystal. But is that really going to happen, as this Lord is getting synced in with the rest of the waves as well? We are seeing a full 5-man 3-lane push, and are they able to defend it? We see the camera angle change. We're here for the big guns here. Here we go.
That's right. Everything on the line for both sides. You are going to see Zia doing some serious damage from afar. T takes down Galaxy. One member down for Ackerman. Zia going to pick up the kill. Finds Joy Bosch. Manipulation has been dropped down by Nicolette, but unable to find a kill. Yato takes down Twinks. Lord still in play, making his way slowly into the base crystal of Ackerman. Zia trying to hold it off, trying to do as much damage as possible, but it is not enough. And BTK is able to claim victory in the first match against Ackerman.
Victory!
Woo! 30-minute game, Weezy. We are I guess we are